Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons we see out here on the road. A bit like this idiot who couldn't win an argument with a potato, comes flying round the corner far too fast and just smashes straight into the little wall in the railing there. That idiot's so spaced out he's probably being tracked by NASA. Now in this from Jeff T, there's two idiots. First one's the one in the blue BMW, can only tell the time with a digital clock as he cuts across, and the second one is that moron in the white Golf who God may use for miracle practice. Got another cognitively disadvantaged BMW driver in this from Pants on John as he goes up the outside that overtakes on the zigzag and goes through the red light when pedestrians are crossing, fully confirming Einstein's other theory of relative stupidity. What a massive knob. Now we all know that when you're approaching a junction and you hear sirens and you see blue lights, you take it easy, didn't you? Well, you do unless you've got the attention span of an ice cube what's in a furnace and the visual ability of a fly what's just been sucked into a 747 engine during takeoff. What a plank. Here we are on board with Paul following the Uber idiot in the Kia Niro. He's got the IQ of 0. In fact, he's so stupid his dog teaches him tricks as he just sails straight through the red light there, treating those red traffic lights just the way he treated all his teachers at school. Totally ignored them. Now in this one from John B, this really does prove that evolution takes a tea break, and quite a long tea break in this moron's case. Notice it was a 30-mile-an-hour limit, yeah? With this idiot's doing at least double that. That muppet there's so thick he thinks the word aperitif means a set of dentures. So from one speeding moron to one brainless idiot in a Tosla. Now this is Stoke Newington High Street and we've just gone into the one-way section, yeah? Everyone's going the right way, everyone apart from the moron in the Tosla. The moron who's so dumb he thinks the English channel is a British TV station. Right, we've got a real non-reader in this one from Paul B. Look, everyone's sitting at the red traffic light there. Everyone apart from the idiot in the Merc who just goes sailing through and then just pulls out in front of cars on the roundabout. That idiot's so thick he thinks Thailand is a menswear shop. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory this clip. Looking at an Uber idiot who's been involved in an accident and ended up in a shop front. Here's the actual video of it happening. Bosh, there he goes. Can't tell you much about this clip. There was another car involved. I don't know whose fault the accident was. There was also a pedestrian involved. That's a little bit hard to block out there. But I have been informed that he was perfectly okay and only suffered minor injuries. Here we are on board with Stephen W. approaching this road junction here. Lights are turning amber. BMW's going through. Of course it is standard behaviour, and the Golf goes through a very red light there. The pair of them are so thick you could ask them, what is a polygon? And they'd both reply, it's a dead parrot, of course. Okay, so the Uber idiot in the previous clip, we didn't know whose fault it was. But in this clip, we know whose fault it is. Look, Uber idiot in a Toyota Prius, the standard weapon of choice, has driven down the stairs. How do you drive downstairs? If brains were plastic, that moron wouldn't have enough for an action man's gun. You just know that school was something that happened around him, didn't you? He's so thick, if you asked him what a theosaurus was, he'd say, well, it's a kind of dinosaur, obviously. Okay, so from the city to the motorway, and this from Jay Morgan. He's pulling to the left, and the little red car just squeezes right through in a gap that was tighter than the gap between the Nat's butt cheeks. That idiot's so dumb he'd lose a staring contest with a brick wall. Here we are on board with Bob 264. Keep your eye on this blue car because he ain't keeping his eyes on much at all. Goes round to the left there. The blue car drifts to the right and it hits Bob's car. Bob said he's a local man. I said, oh, is that right? He said, yeah, they call him the detective. I said, that's a funny name. Why do they call him that? He said, yeah, because all his life he thought that Sherlock Holmes was a housing association. In this one from Lord Raymond, we're looking at your typical mentally challenged driver that cannot stop using their phone whilst driving. Look, swerves to the left, then swerves to the right again a bit, still not knowing where he's going. At this point in time, he's got the directional ability of a mosquito in a wind tunnel. Look, oh, and nearly goes up on the traffic island there. That idiot's so thick he thinks Johnny Cash is a condom machine. Here we are on board with 44T Mandy going round and roundabout, and the idiot in the little silver car there. Watch him, he's going to pull out because he's got the visual capabilities of a sardine in a tin, and he's probably the sort of bloke that argues with a mirror and loses. Okay, so from one brainless phone driver to possibly another in this one from the blob, keep your eye on the silver car because they're not looking at anything as they just smashed the car in the rear. 3 possible reasons for this accident. 1, the idiot's on the phone, not looking where they're going. 2, they got the observational ability of a headless chicken. Or 3, they're so stupid they think Bluetooth is a pirate's disease. Here we go, getting out to exchange details now. Name, idiot. Address, village. Not too far. Okay, so from one village idiot to two brainless mental wonders in this from KJS67. There goes the first one, sitting at the red light, gets fed up with waiting and just goes straight through. No problem at all. We just treat the red traffic light as optional. The only bright spark that idiot's ever going to have is from static when he touches his door handle. And speaking of bright sparks, from the right in the little white van, here comes the other knobbo grande, just creeping through his red light and plonking himself in the yellow box junction, costing himself 65 quid. He's the sort of idiot who gets refused entry to the local swimming pool because he tries taking a fishing rod in there. And here he is again, Mr. Knobbo Grande in the Renault Kangoo, and he's driving with the attitude, well, I can do. As you can see, stopped temporarily at these red lights, and it's very temporarily in this case. Is he just sail straight through? That idiot's so dim, moths never fly towards him. Here we are on board with Brian C. Now look, got a black BMW with black windows. You know he's going to do something good, and this is no exception to the rule. He just slams the anchors on for no reason at all. If stupidity was a disease, that would be patient zero right there. This is from Idiot Drivers on Our Roads on YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel down in the description. And just watch what this dickheado Massimo does, yeah? He throws a lit firework under the back of the car. Right near the petrol tank too. That moron there is so dumb. When he presses start on his microwave at home, he probably starts scrolling on the door trying to find a cat dancing video on TikTok or something. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, I put a smile on your face. Please hit that little like and subscribe button down below. It really does help. Oh, and I've got a book out for those that don't know. 360 of the funniest insults and put downs. Link in the description below. Right, let's have a look at some idiots on some bikes. Okay, so straight out the gate, we're looking at this week's Darwin Award nominee, this fully grown umbilical cord, this total waste of sperm that thinks it's perfectly fine and dandy and safe to carry a toddler on your shoulders while you ride your bike on a public road. The level of intelligence of this moron can normally only be found in creatures that you can only see under a microscope. That right there is a moron of the highest order. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, enough of that being serious. Let's get back to the bread and butter of this video, which is taking the piss out of people's stupidity or having a laugh at their expense when they mess up. You've all heard of the X Games, where riders with exceptional skills perform stunts from front of the audience. Well, that's the X Games. This is the -D Games, and here comes the first contestant now. He's coming in hot, lots of power. What a display there. I could be wrong, it could be perfect. Let's go to the action replay. Okay, so here he comes, a Brazilian lad, local lad, Carloso Crashalotto. I see big things for this guy in the future. Look at the power slide, absolutely precision technique there. Transitions into the hop, skip and jump and seagull wing flap all in one. But then he transitions again into a yoga move, the downward dog in combination with the mating cat move. And then watch the leg, does the windscreen wiper move there. Unbelievable technique there. And just so you can all rest assured, the guy only had minor injuries and he rode off afterwards. Here we are on board another HGV, and this one from Idiot Drivers on Our Roads, approaching the junction. Light is fully green, but then the idiot who has to ask Siri how to spell IQ just pulls her straight across. I do hope he's a non-smoker, because if brains were wood, he wouldn't have enough for a match. There's two village idiots in this one from Musa. The first one is this one here. Look, goes straight through the red light, straight in front of oncoming vehicles who's going through their green light. He got kicked out of the village because they caught him milking cows with a Henry the Hoover. Just waiting for village idiot number 2 to make an appearance. Here you go, green lights going. It won't be long, because there he is right in front of Musa. He also got booted out of the village, yeah, because he kept taking the cows to graze on AstroTurf. Here's another real non-reader from Paul. Watch what this idiot does. That idiot has got the hazard awareness of a cat chasing a laser pointer over a cliff's edge. You just know he thinks the word irony has got something to do with shirts. Well, that's it for this one, everybody. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and share my videos. Share the laughter, put a smile on somebody's face. If you're new to the channel, there's a playlist there on the right. It's got all my previous videos in. Go and enjoy some more if you like. A very happy Easter to everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.